Baby, you don't know what you do to me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mariella and I am the owner of Blush Butterfly. This video is going to be a little bit different and it's going to be the step-by-step process that I took in order to graduate debt-free, and that means going from a $60,000 tuition to graduating debt-free. So if you're interested, please keep watching. For those of you who don't know, I graduated with my business degree in December of 2016, and then I graduated with my master's in HR in December of 2019. And combined with tuition and books, that was approximately $60,000 for both degrees. And thank God I was able to graduate with both of those degrees debt-free. Now, from the very beginning, I knew that I would have to pay my way through school, which I had no problem doing. And so the first step that I took was staying home. Now, many of you will probably want to venture out, live the college life, and if you have the means to do it, go for it. But I didn't have the financial stability in order to do that. So what I did was I stayed at home. That was the first step. You're gonna save yourself so much money when it comes to food, when it comes to rent and paying all the bills. So that was definitely one of the major things that I did that helped me graduate debt-free. This leads me to step number 2, which is save your money. Another thing I would like to mention is that I started working at the age of 17. Now, that was as an intern at a corporate job, and that was like summer of the end of my junior year, and I was making about $9.50 an hour, and it was just for 2 months. And so what I did with that money is I saved it. Of course, I gave my tithes and the rest went into my savings account. I didn't touch that money, and I quickly realized that I liked being independent, and so I started looking for another job, and that's when I obtained my job at Abercrombie Kids, and they were paying me minimum wage. And so what I did was I started saving up my money, made sure that my spending was limited, which is another thing, is like you're gonna have to limit the amount of money that you're spending, make some sacrifices. There's times where you can indulge and like treat yourself, but make sure that you're saving about 40 to 50% of your money into and putting that away into a savings account, and let that build up as you go. Once I was able to have that cushion, what I did was I was ready to go for my freshman year of college. This is one of the important pieces when it comes to saving money when going to school, is going to a community college. A lot of people want that experience, going straight to university, living the dorm life, living it up, and that's great. But if you don't have the means to do it, you're going to be paying 5 times more in tuition for the same class than you could be paying at a community college. Let me give you an example. My first year in college, I was paying $156 per class. At UTD, I was paying about like $1,000, maybe more per class. So literally I'm paying 10% of what I would pay at a university. And so the first 2 years, I was able to go to community college, obtained my associates, and then I transferred. One of the things is I would look into honor societies. That's step number 3. It was about $60, and you had to have a GPA of 3.5, 3.6, I can't remember, in order to enter into that honor society. Now, I think it's gone up in price, but let me tell you, it's well worth it, because once you transfer, you get a transfer scholarship of $1,000 for up to 2-3 semesters. I can't remember, but that's going to be really helpful, and that's going to save you some money when you're taking classes at a university. Tip number 4 is save your money on books. I made the mistake of purchasing all of my textbooks at the college or university's bookstore. Big mistake. First of all, if you can, wait until your first class or second class to know if you actually need the textbook, sometimes you don't even need it and you're just throwing money away. Another thing when it comes to textbook is go ahead and look at Amazon or Chegg. Look at other websites that allow you to rent these textbooks rather than renting them from the bookstore on campus, because they're charging you a premium for those textbooks, and I didn't know that at the beginning. I wish I would have had someone to tell me to not buy them there, because I was just throwing money away. At UTD, which is the University of Texas at Dallas, there was an off-campus bookstore where you were able to rent textbooks for $20, $30, $40. So it was nothing compared to paying $100, $200 for a textbook. So I would definitely go that route. The fifth thing is apply for FAFSA. Whenever I went to community college, I did not qualify for FAFSA. But then once I went to a UTD, I was eligible for grants. Grants is free money, so be sure to take advantage of those. Otherwise, you'll have to go into loans, and that's a whole nother story. Like, you don't want to pay loans once you're done with school. Another thing when it comes to paying your tuition at a college or university is that they give you a deadline up to when you could make payments. They'll give you a final deadline when you need to make payments, and you can make small payments until that deadline. And so that's what I did. I didn't know that. I thought you had to pay everything up front, but no, you can make payments, small payments, up until that deadline. That's your last day to pay your balance. The last tip that I have is know what your major is going to be. This is a little tough for most freshmen in college, because they're still trying to figure out what they're going to major in, what they want to do for the rest of their life. And if you're just taking classes just to take classes, what's going to happen is you're going to build up credits, and you're going to have more than the required credits in order to transfer it, and they're going to charge you out of state tuition. And also, you're just wasting time and money if you don't know what you're going to major in. In the beginning, I didn't know. So what I did was I met with my advisor every single semester, and first semester, second semester, I didn't know, but then I finally solidified it and said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to choose to graduate with a business major. And so from then on, I stuck through it, and I went to my advisor every single semester to make sure that I had the right classes in order to transfer to UTD. And my follow-up advice for that is know which college you're going to transfer to, because not all classes transfer. So if you know the university that you're going to transfer to, then all of your credits will transfer as well. My last and final piece of advice for anyone going to college is, if you can, work for a company that pays for your tuition. I've heard FedEx pays for it. My previous employer paid for my tuition, and that's how I was able to save money with my master's degree at TWU. They were going to pay $4,000 each year for me to obtain my degree. So that saved me a total of $8,000. And all I had to do was keep my grades up to an A or B. I had to show them proof of my transcript, and then they paid me out that money. That's a lot of money, $8,000 that I saved for my master's degree. My total for my master's was going to be $18,500, and I only paid $10,500 for my tuition. Plus books. That doesn't include books as well. So that's a steal for a master's degree. So if you can find an employer that will pay for your tuition, do it, because that's how I was able to go back to school and take advantage of that opportunity. Alright guys, so those are all the tips that I have for you. If you have any more questions, leave them down in the comment section, and I'll be answering any of the questions that you may have and helping in any way that I can. And so if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.